Hi everyone, I'm going to continue the series of the great Sephardi Rabbanim. Actually today we are in Libya territory. It was a great rabbi named Rabbi Raphael Davush. It's his Hilula on the 10th of Kislev, just over 2 weeks before Hanukkah would start. He passed away in English year 1926. So we're talking about 97 years ago, and was born in the English year 1864 in Libya, in an area called Z'tl, or Zlitan, it could be pronounced also. He came from great rabbinic lineage. His father was also a very, very prominent rabbi, great rabbi in Libya, Rabbi Parjala Davush, who was actually the head of the rabbinic court over there, Ab Bet Din, and was a very, very great Kabbalist over there. And they had jobs. He was an Ab Bet Din in Tripoli, which had a thriving, very, very large Jewish community over there, one of the great communities in Libya. Rabbi Raphael Davush would later on become one of the greatest rabbis in Libyan history. He learned at a young age under his father's auspices, and later on would serve as a judge inside the Bet Din, and was appointed to the position of the head of the Jewish court in the year 1902, which was a position that his father had previously had a very, very prominent position. And he actually served in this position as Av Bet Din until the day of his death in the year 1926. So we're talking around 24 years, and more than a whole generation inside that position. He was considered one of the great spiritual leaders of Libya, especially of the community during the time of the Italian occupation. Rabbi Davush had 8 children, 5 sons and 3 daughters. In fact, one of his sons, Rabbi Kalafo Davush, actually served also as a judge in the rabbinic court in the city of Benghazi, which is one of the largest cities also in Libya, that also, I believe, had a very prominent Jewish community. His daughter, Rabbanit Miriam, actually married also into a very great family. Rabbi Kamos Nahaisi was her husband, was a very great rabbi also over there. And later on they would actually move from Tripoli and move to Tel Aviv over there to the neighborhood called the Shichon Dan over there. In fact, in the year 1926, he passed away from injuries. He got injured when a couple was erecting a canopy. There was an incident, and then he died of the injuries from this incident a few weeks later. I would very much recommend everyone to read upon about that also. So he passed away in the year 1926. He lived around 62 years. Libya had, as I said before, a very great Jewish community. In the 1940s, around 40,000 people, and now there's barely any Jewish people over there. And he was one of the great rabbis from Libya over there. Many things can be read about him. There's different books that has many of his biographies on it. Especially there's a fantastic book featuring the history of the Libyan Jews, starting from about when they came into Libya until the time that many of them actually moved on to Israel later on. There's a lot of moshavs in the whole of Israel that had thriving Libyan communities over there. Very, very warm culture, very warm families over there. It's an absolutely incredible community. I would very much recommend everyone to learn about the culture and about the history of the Libyan Jews, especially at this time period also. So Rabbi Raphael Davush was one of the great rabbis of Libya. He came from one of the great families of Libya also. I would very much recommend everyone to learn about the great Chacham, and it's his Hilula here on the 10th of Kislev. Please light candles in his memory, and let's learn more about the great Chacham. So wishing you all a good day. Please watch over the previous videos of the great Rabbanim. He was a rabbi that was very meticulous with everything, and was one of the great rabbis in Libya.